Before I invite him to the podium, I wanted to welcome other members of the Greater Sudbury Police Service, and those present are assigned to various units, including the Criminal Investigations Division, the Break and Enter and Robbery Unit, and the Tactical Unit. We also have Officer Dagenet of the CBSA, or Canadian Border Services Agency, with us. Staff Sergeant Mike Chapman will be the spokesperson for the one-on-one interviews after the actual presentation. Anyone wishing to get additional comments from CBSA will have to contact Chris Keeley, the Assistant Director of Communications, and his information or contact telephone number is on the media release that you've received. I will also be available for interviews in French. I now invite Staff Sergeant Chapman to the podium.
So as a result of a week-long investigation by members of the Greater Sudbury Police Service in conjunction with the CBSA, we were able to determine that a resident of Spruce Street was getting a delivery of a prohibited magazine and some ammunition. The package had initially been intercepted by Canadian Border Services, and as a result they made us aware. So members of our Break and Enter and Robbery Unit executed a search warrant in conjunction with our tactical team. They determined a safe method of entering the residence, and as a result of executing the warrant, nobody was hurt. During the search of the residence, we located several prohibited magazines, a homemade explosive device, a prohibited shotgun, and a homemade conducted energy weapon. Members of the Ontario Provincial Police bomb disposal unit then attended, and they safely disposed of the device. So this is another example of law enforcement agencies working together to ensure public safety and mitigate risk. This event makes us realize what's possible in our community, and obviously we don't expect something like this. Public safety is everyone's responsibility, and it's important that members of our community are vigilant and know what's occurring in and around their homes. Explosive devices such as these are capable of causing significant damage and the loss of life. And as a result of this, we currently have charged a 20-year-old male. His name is Brendan Boucher, and he's going to bail today. He's charged with unauthorized possession of a firearm, unauthorized possession of a prohibited device, and importing a prohibited device. So this investigation is ongoing, and as a result, we'd just like the members of the community can provide us any additional information if they have any, and we're hoping to anticipate any calls from people from the community. Are there any questions?
How easy is it for people to get these devices? We were alerted about another incident similar to this, just up in, I think it was just up the North Shore recently, where 3 people were charged by, I believe it was OPP in conjunction again with Canadian Border Services Agency. They had imported a lot of illegal things. I think they were brass knuckles or something. Like, people are they ordering these online? Like, how are they getting these things?
They are capable of getting these things online, but generally it's not easy for them to get through the border services. So as a result, they're being kind of intercepted that way, and that's how we're being alerted to it as well. Anything else?
Thank you, Staff Sergeant Chapman. Before we go into one-on-ones and some of the shots of the items that were seized, Acting Regional Director General Chris Clark of CBSA provided a statement, and it goes as follows. We are very proud of the work of CBSA officers they have played in this joint investigation with Sudbury Police. Whenever the CBSA has information indicating the additional measures are necessary to protect our borders, we take appropriate action. By working closely with our local law enforcement partners, we have made an impact on our ability to detect illegal cross-border activity such as weapons smuggling. Firearms, weapons, and prohibited devices are high-risk commodities, and their interdiction is a CBSA enforcement priority. This initiative is an example of how forging strong relationships among Canadian law enforcement agencies is critical to keeping the border closed to safety and security threats. Firearm and weapon seizures like this serve as a reminder of the important role CBSA officers and local police play in keeping our communities safe. The CBSA investigation is ongoing, and additional charges may follow. So that ends the formal presentation. Again, Staff Sergeant Chapman will be available for one-on-ones, and the items are there for